Hello. Thanks so much for dropping in. I have not a long story, a little story to tell. It's an update on the 1541 Mercy mission to bring back childhood memories. Oh, Penny. Penny. Hello, Penny. Why don't you come up here? Oh, Penny, in the chair. There you go. Up. You can do it. You can do it. In the chair. Penny. Penny. Okay. She just won't do it. Anyway. So, the story is, they, of course, they're not in Canada for a whole long time. Come on, Penny. Up. Penny. Penny. Come here, Penny. I know, Penny. Not in Canada for a whole long time. And the disk drive does seem to have some serious issues. And am I the alignment specialist? No. Will I give it a try? Yes. I cleaned the head, made no difference. Tested lots of discs. If you watch the videos or any parts of them, you'll know. And then there was the wonky Ricoh joystick, which had been frozen. Well, not frozen, but battered and probably been leaned on. Come on up, Penny. Up on the chair. To the up and to the right. Probably sitting underneath something for 30 or so years, and I've never seen one stuck like that. And, you know, they are good inside. But anyway, regardless, I sent them away with another drive and then urged them to let me know how things were going. And they did, but after they'd experienced some difficulties. Hi, Penny. How are you doing? And so when they finally were in touch and saying, you know, more and more things aren't working, more and more things aren't loading, wondering about alignment of the other drive. Penny, come on up in the chair. And I said, no. You know what? Old discs can contain, yes indeed, micro corrosion. Can't see it? But little by little, this tiny stuff could be like micro mold. Ends up fouling up the head, because she said it was a slow sort of, oh yeah, things are working, and then less was working, and then they have to try over and over and over. So anyway, originally when she first contacted me, I said, you know, if you're kind of handy, you could probably try and clean the head and see what's what. And this was not well, it was just like, oh, no. Anyway, so now they're nowhere near where I am, on vacation, hoping to play more. I'm probably not going to sell this machine when it's all said and done. But less and less is working. They're having more and more trouble, and they want to get back in the game. So I actually sent her a link to one of the videos I made about her disk drive, the one where I cleaned the head. And I don't believe that they actually had like Q-tips and alcohol there, but I think in the first aid kit, perhaps, maybe, they had like alcohol wipes to disinfect things. I said, well, try that. It's not going to get any worse, if that's what the trouble is. And thankfully, I said you'll also need a Phillips screwdriver, but you can get at the head, and, you know, watch the video. And thinking back, I probably have a closer up video to show. But anyway, I did get a message back, and it does seem that they are back in the game. So there are many games that they say that they remember, many games that they don't remember. And I did say, you know, if things start going south again, don't wait. Just repeat the cleaning process. Because I told you the story of, I had a disc quite a while back. Might have been Superman. I really wanted it to work, and it seemed to kind of, but it was fouling up heads on drives. So I actually sliced open the disc on the side, pulled out the disc, put the actual disc in warm, soapy water, not hot, warm. And, you know, kind of didn't rub it, didn't want to use anything on it, just wanted to rinse it in warm, soapy water. And then after I did that, I rinsed it off in clean water, because, you know, you don't want the soap to be the next round of residue. And then I very carefully hung it, but not with a closed peg or anything that might damage the disc, but just it was kind of on, I think it was the pull thing of a drawer that was round that I could just stick it on, let it sit there. Let it sat there for about 3 days. Sit there for 3 days. And then I had another disc that it might have been a hard density or a hard sector or whatever. It was never going to be any good to me. I didn't want to put the disc back in the same sleeve. So I sacrificed another disc that was never going to be any good to me and put the disc in there and taped it up ever so gently, very carefully, and put it in. And if I remember rightly, it worked. So that was good. So from what I know, they're continuing to play and bond over the Commodore 64 and the old games such as, I think she mentioned maybe summer games. I think there were summer games, winter games, and world games. And the joystick I sent away is working quite well. And most games only let you, you know what, maybe it is the summer and the winter and the world game things that let you use 2 joysticks. Most it's just 1 joystick, and that's working fine. The 1 joystick, the Wico, is really, it's in trouble. Maybe it can be saved, I don't know. And the other Wico, which was identical, I think it was all right. But the nice thing about the one I sent away with them is it has an auto fire. I like auto fire for some games. Anyway, so it seems they're having a good time, and eventually we will find each other again and we will resolve the issues one way or another with their disk drive, and I suspect then it will be very carefully stored away here until they return to this fine country. So the other thing, of course, is right now I'm still in, yes, the pet room. It's continuing to grow, although I've been somewhat slowed lately, but I'm hoping to be back in the game to gather more fairly quickly, fairly promptly. And let me just see if I can get a rundown. I know there's 4 behind me. There's 4 here. There's 8 there. That's 16. On the floor, you can't see, is the Commodore Pet 17. In the chair, an 8296. When I know it's not the Porsche style casing, but it is. So that would be 18. 2 in the chair there, 1920. 1 very, very, very old machine up there, that's 21. There's another one in the pool room that I have cleared to move, but I have not moved yet. And then, of course, there's the one in the garage that's going to be quite an ordeal. And then there's other ones under the pool table I really haven't had a chance to look. It's going to be a lot of work to get them in here, but I got to get them in. I got to get going on. I got to do the thing and get them all together and shoot the family portrait, do some videos on what's working and what's not, and yes, the exodus shall begin. What will I keep and what will I not? I don't know. I have not decided at all. I have around here a bunch of Super Pets that are missing the Super Pet board. There's one that I know that has the Super Pet board, but it's not working at the moment. At least, I got a bunch of Super Pets years ago, here and there. And every single one, there was trouble with the main board, but the Super Pet boards were always good. So I did manage to find good homes for some of the Super Pet boards for people who had either Super Pets with no board or an 8032 they wished was a Super Pet. And there's 8032s, and there's 4016s, and I guess probably a 4032 or so, and there's Pet 2001s with the chiclet keyboard and the bigger keyboard, and I think a 4032, and I lose track of everything, and of course the Commodore machine. So, we'll see. So stay tuned. I got to, this is right now the coming into, not quite there, the long weekend in August in Canada. And I would like to think that by the end of the long weekend, I could have gathered all the pets that I know of and all that I can find. I would like to think. Penny, are you going to come up, or are you just going to tickle my leg? Penny. Penny, come to the chair, Penny. Penny, nobody can see you down there. Yes, I know, but people like to see you. Penny, come on over here. Penny, 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 Penny. Penny, 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 Penny. Penny, 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 Penny. You can get up here. Yes, you can. Don't just look at the chair. Penny, come here. Come on. There's room. Come on up. Do you want me to pick you up? People want to see you, Penny. Yes. There's Penny. Oh, yes. Now, as you know, Penny is not crazy about being held and adored. But typically, if I rub her head enough, she'll put up with me. And the fur will start to come out of her. Hello, Penny. I've still got to get more of her. Yes, I know. I know. Yes. You're in the pet room now, Penny. Yes, you are. Okay, Penny. All right. Why don't you go back in the chair, which you jumped up in, and we'll, yes, I know, Penny. I know. Yes, I will pet you. Yes, I will. So, that's where we're at. Little update on things. Oh, another thing, I recently acquired, ooh, just a second. This is worth sliding out. If I can get this and sliding back in. Ugh, I might even have to get up. I got another thing that is quite rare that I'm sure, even though I said this is only going to be like the pet room and all, this is of course a pet accessory. It is a Commodore 8010 modem. It needs a little tidying. It did not come with a power supply. It's made in the USA. I have not tested it at all. It does not look modified. The buttons or the switches seem to work. As I say, it will need a little cleaning. But these, of course, say it's a modem. It is a modem. This is before you were allowed to actually kind of hook things to the phone line. So you had to dial the phone. And yes, it was probably a rotary phone. Not necessarily, but probably. And then put the phone in here. There's a little thing that says cord. And then the two computers would talk. And there was no direct connection to the phone line. It is, of course, if you look at the port here, it's an IEEE modem. And so it can be joined to a regular pet system with an IEEE to IEEE cable. And chances are it wouldn't be the pet through IEEE. Never, ever did we hook this up first. Typically speaking, we would go from the pet to the disk drive to a printer, if there was a printer involved, and then over to the modem. If there was no printer, then I guess it would be from the disk drive or disk drives, because often there were more than one disk drive. This is in bulletin board days, and then over to the modem. And I'm sure I've told this story before, but one time there was this nice fellow, and sadly, I suspect he's no longer with us. He worked for the Toronto Board of Education in computer things, and I got a frantic call one Sunday. He needed help, and I raced down on my motorcycle because he was going to do this BBS demo, and it seemed every time he did a BBS demo, he was cursed, and things would not go well. So something was not happening with this thing, and it was basically the same thing that we were using, a pet with a disk drive and a modem and probably a printer. And so I raced down to the board head office, and he let me in to secure areas. And he said, okay, I'm going to go to my office. You just look and see what you can see. And sure enough, I started following the cables. And when I got to the modem, there was a cable, but it was not attached. And that was all that was wrong. So I think his demo went okay. So there it is, the 8010. I'm going to leave it in here. Excuse me. Maybe I'll sit and it will be part of the family portrait. I may even include some disk drives, as they do in the movie industry. You know, I'll pick the frame and then I'll fill it with whatever I want, and mostly that will be the computers. But there may be other things. There may be empty spots. There may be things that say, you know, a disk drive would look good there, or the modem would look good there. We'll see. I have not decided, because I haven't got it all together. I have to see what's up with the pets. I don't think I can go, well, I can maybe go higher on that table, but I'm not sure I want to, so we'll see. And the other tables, I don't think I can, so I won't. They're the kind of plastic tables that fold open and have a metal bar to protect them and stuff, and I just don't think they're strong enough to handle a whole lot more, and they might in fact break, and that would not be good, because I don't want to see the pets hit the floor or crunch down on things. So, and of course there's the 8296. Don't worry that the keyboard isn't there. It's up on the mantle. Anyway. So, 1541 people with the SICK 1541 are back in the game. Managed to clean the head by themselves, and we'll get them sorted. And gathering pets, got an 8010. And I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about that. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to reach out. And until we meet again, thanks so much for coming. And quite frankly, because I really don't want to do much editing on this, I'm going to stand up, come over behind the camera, and say bye for now.